Hello and welcome to the third devlog for Blue Sky Aces. Today I'm going to show you the two new aircraft added over the last week. These are the Fokker EIII on the German side and the Nieuport 17 for the Allies. The first task was to model the two aircraft in Blender. Here you can see the Fokker EIII Eindecker taking shape. You can see that I've imported some reference images and scaled them to the approximate size of the aircraft and aligned them so that I can use them to get the proportions correct. Personally, I prefer to create low-poly, faceted style of models for my games, as I can produce each in a reasonable time frame while keeping a consistent style. Plus, it allows me to create games that run on just about any modern PC. The Fokker Eindecker was an interesting aircraft at the time, a monoplane when most other aircraft were biplanes. In fact, the name Eindecker is actually just the German word for monoplane. During the early part of the war, it dominated the skies, becoming known as the Fokker Scourge. What I didn't realize until I was almost finished with the modeling was that it doesn't have any ailerons for roll control. Instead, it relied on twisting the wing, often referred to as wing warping. This was a common method of roll control in early aircraft. However, it quickly fell out of favor as aircraft design progressed. Here you can see me texturing the model. I generally use a simple 8x8 palette texture for my low-poly models, where each of the faces is given a single color. While this may seem limiting, it does allow me to texture models very fast and ensures I get a consistent look. The process for the Nieuport 17 is exactly the same, so I'll run quickly through the details. The Nieuport 17 is a French-built aircraft that was introduced in March of 1916 and was operated by all the Allied nations. In fact, it was so good that the Germans actually produced and flew their own copies based on captured examples. The finished models are then imported into Unity and turned into various prefabs required for a player aircraft. The first prefab has the pilot bust added and the animation control set up for the propeller and control surfaces. There's actually two propellers set up on each aircraft. The 3D model, which is displayed when the propeller is stationary or rotating slowly, and a blurred image, which is displayed once the propeller is spinning fast enough. The reason for this approach is that spinning the 3D model quickly tends to create a strobing effect, which just looks weird and wrong. The next prefab is the aircraft preview, which is displayed in the game's menu. The third is the breakable aircraft, which is designed to be swapped out for the player-controlled aircraft during a crash. This prefab is designed to break apart on impact. The final prefab to set up is the one that the player flies. This one is generally the most complex to set up, as there's weapons to add, damage zones to define, and wheels and other effects to configure. The last step in this part of the process is to define the two new aircraft in the player aircraft collection and do the translations for the aircraft statistics. Now it's time to test fly them and fix up any issues found. I still need to create the AI variants of these aircraft so you can fly against them. However, I might leave that task until after I get the demo out. That's it for this time. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this and subscribe to stay up to date with my progress. If you'd like to know more, then check out the link in the description to the game's Steam page. And don't forget to wishlist it so you'll be notified of any updates and when the demo is released. If you've got any ideas for features you'd like to see added, then please leave a comment below. The next task is getting a demo build created for testing, so join me next time to see how I got on.